History is often written by the winners, but some stories are carved in stone in silence. We begin with the worst betrayal of a people fighting for their home. We look at the greatest disaster to strike the ancient Jewish world. This is the story of the darkest map of human suffering. Imagine standing on the edge of the world. Below you, nothing but death and dust. Behind you, the most terrible fire the Roman Empire could unleash. For 3 years, a small group of men, women, and children held back an empire here. But when the end came, it was not with a battle cry. It was with silence. Welcome to Masada. You have probably heard the famous story of Masada as a tale of heroism. We are told that 960 Jewish rebels chose to die by their own hands rather than become slaves. They stood together, a final act of freedom against the Romans. It is a powerful story, one that defines the spirit of a nation. But what if the story we know is not entirely true? History is complex. For years, the story of Masada was accepted as fact. However, modern historians and archaeologists are now asking difficult questions. Was it a mass suicide, or was it a final battle? Did they all die, or did some survive? Our only source for the story is a Jewish historian named Josephus, who was writing for the Roman emperors. He may have changed details to make the Romans look powerful or the Jews look tragic. To understand the truth, we must look beyond the myth. We must look at the bones, the stones, and the scars on the mountain. The siege of Masada did not happen in isolation. It was the final bloody act of the First Jewish-Roman War. To understand the how, we must look at the where. The conflict began in 66 CE, not at Masada, but in Jerusalem. It started as a rebellion against heavy Roman taxes and religious disrespect. The rebels surprised everyone. They defeated a Roman legion in the north. Rome was angry. They sent their best general, Vespasian, and later his son Titus. Year by year, the Roman army crushed the rebellion. They destroyed the city of Galilee in the north. Finally, in 70 CE, they reached Jerusalem. They burned the Holy Temple, the heart of the Jewish people. Thousands died. The map of the rebellion shrank until only one blue rim remained. Masada, the fortress that Herod the Great built years earlier. It was the last stronghold. The Romans thought the war was over, but they were wrong. The war moved south, to the desert. This conflict was not just between armies, it was between two men. On the Roman side, we have Flavius Silva. He was the governor of Judea. He was not a cruel man, but he was a professional soldier. He was methodical, patient, and calculating. He did not just want to kill the rebels. He wanted to prove that no one could resist Rome. He needed to send a message. On the mountain, we have Eleazar ben Ur. He was the leader of the Sicarii, a group of extreme rebels known for carrying small daggers called sekah. Eleazar was a religious zealot. He believed that God would save them, or that death was better than the shame of slavery. Silva had an unlimited supply of soldiers, food, and weapons. Eleazar had only the walls of the fortress and the determination of his people. Silva fought for the glory of an empire. Eleazar fought for the survival of his people's soul. How did the mighty Roman Empire finally defeat a small group on a mountain? It was an engineering masterpiece. The rebels thought they were safe. Masada sits on top of a rock plateau with cliffs on all sides. But Silva did not climb the cliffs. He decided to move the mountain. For months, thousands of Roman soldiers and Jewish prisoners built a massive ramp of earth and stone against the western side of the mountain. It was over 100 meters high. When the ramp was finished, they pushed a giant siege tower up it. The tower had a battering ram inside. The rebels tried to fight back. They built a second wall of wood and earth to catch the stones. But when the Romans used fire against it, the wind changed, pushing the flames back. The wooden wall collapsed. Why did Rome succeed? They succeeded because they had resources and patience. They turned war into a construction project. Why did the rebels fall? They ran out of water, they ran out of hope, and they were surrounded by a wall the Romans built around the entire mountain to stop any escape. When the Romans finally entered the fortress, they did not find an army waiting to fight. They found silence. They found the buildings burned by the defenders themselves. Josephus tells us of a mass suicide. But archaeologists suggest a more chaotic end of final battle, a fire, and a tragedy that took many forms. The how is clear: Roman engineering. The why is still debated today. Masada stands today as a symbol of the human cost of war. It reminds us of the darkest moments of history, but also of the strength of the human spirit. But we want to hear from you. Do you think the story of Masada is a story of heroism, or is it a story of despair? Suicide ever a valid choice in the face of slavery? Please ask your questions in the comment section below. We love reading your thoughts and discussing history with you. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, please give this video a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more historical documentaries. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.